people would have laughed at you if you had told them a decade ago that they could have the tools they needed in order to succeed. The internet has made it easier than ever to learn just about anything you want. So, with all this content and information available, how did you know which ones to learn from and which ones actually work? Luckily, you are in real estate heaven, and we have produced a list on how to provide your team the tools they need to succeed. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing information, the second and possibly more important step is taking action, even if it's imperfect action. Your team is incredible. It operates at the highest level of efficiency and responds to situations with lightning speed. Your team members deftly and at a moment's notice step into and out of one another's roles when extra effort is required, right? Is your team able to thrive with the current support system in place? If this isn't an accurate description of your team right now, you can rest assured that it will be soon. Whether you're a new team leader or an experienced manager, developing your team is an important part of your job. And it doesn't just apply to new employees. People, both as individuals and as teams, require training and support throughout their careers in order to develop their skills and continue to work effectively. You may fill the roles of recruiter, trainer, and team leader if you work in a small or medium-sized company. The tools in this video can assist you in performing at your best in each of these roles. If you work for a large corporation, your team's development will most likely be provided by the human resources or learning and development departments. However, as a manager, you are in a unique position to understand how your employees work, to identify what training they require to improve their performance, and to collaborate with HR or L&D to deliver the appropriate training to the appropriate people at the appropriate time. Strong leaders understand that in order to achieve measurable growth, agents require technology and tools that work. We will look at several aspects of team development in this video, as well as some practical tips and tools to help you get the most out of your people and meet your goals. Progress is impossible without change, George Bernard Shaw famously said. While this is true, managing a growing team comes with its own set of challenges. Teams that have established a successful working rhythm may be hesitant to add new members or irritated by changes to their routines. New employees may be concerned about how they will fit into an existing group. Changing dynamics can have an impact on project schedules, team collaboration habits, and employee productivity. Leading a team, whether it has 10 or 100 members, is never easy. When different types of people with different temperaments are grouped together, it can lead to conflicts, miscommunication, and a decrease in workplace productivity. It is so much that it will drive you insane. You can, however, motivate your team to achieve great professional goals if you handle it with care. Getting them on the same page is one thing, but getting them to work together toward a common goal is another. There are always ways to incorporate workplace productivity to a whole new level, no matter how productive your team is. Before we get into the ways, let's take a look at something that will be useful to us. Let us clarify the definitions of productivity and efficiency so we can better understand them. Efficiency is a performance metric that describes a process that uses the fewest number of inputs to produce the greatest number of outputs. Productivity, on the other hand, is an average measure of production efficiency. It can be calculated as a ratio of outputs to inputs in the manufacturing process. Now, without further ado, let's look at some of the ways bosses can boost their employees' productivity and efficiency. Here are 10 ways to boost your team's productivity. Number 1. Assign ownership to your team members. The most successful business leaders recognize the importance of ownership. Giving team members ownership simply means allowing them to make their own decisions and holding them accountable for their work. Making a team member accountable for his work instills in him a sense of ownership over his work. He begins to see his work in a new light, and his decisions begin to have an impact on the entire team's performance. Giving ownership can now take many forms, such as leading a project, managing the responsibility of a task, and so on. It demonstrates that you have put your trust in your team members and their abilities to complete a specific task. And when you do this, you will realize that nothing is more powerful in your organization than boosting someone's self-esteem. Number 2, maintain effective communication. Communication is one of the most important factors that affects team productivity. Businesses fail due to a lack of effective communication. Because when there is a lack of communication, there is a lot of miscommunications, which leads to a lot of failures. Effective communication is the lifeblood of many successful businesses. Now, a project manager must ensure that the team communicates effectively. Communication is critical in assisting team members in comprehending their job responsibilities. And if there is a communication breakdown, it can lead to a slew of misunderstandings within a team, which will undoubtedly affect the team's overall productivity. Consider creating an online course to keep everyone in line. Whether you need to onboard new employees, deliver employee training, or have a place to store important information. Thinkific is an online course platform that allows you to tailor your approach to your company's and team's specific needs. Number 3, determine the strengths and weaknesses of your team. It is the manager's or team leader's responsibility to discover their teammates' talents and skills and keep them in mind when assigning tasks. The key to building a productive team is to understand their skill set. If someone on your team, for example, enjoys thinking outside the box, you can make him pitch creative ideas to a client or clients. Team members look forward to contributing to the workplace because they know their knowledge, expertise, and talents are being used to their full potential. Making them use their strengths will help your workplace become more productive and efficient. Number 4, exercises to improve teamwork. The camaraderie among team members has a significant impact on team productivity. When team members get along and are aware of each other's strengths and weaknesses, the workplace becomes a more pleasant environment. If everyone on the team is happy, the team's productivity and efficiency will automatically increase. When different people work together in a team, there's a good chance that not everyone will get along. You can incorporate some team building exercises to help the team members overcome their animosity. It will inject some levity and wash away any grudges or misunderstandings among the team members. Number 5, make use of a project management program. No one can deny the importance of online project management software in improving teamwork and productivity these days. Having the right project management tool on your side can aid in efficient work management and increase team collaboration. Proof Hub, for example, is an online project management tool that brings your team members, projects, and clients together in one place. You can take your productivity game to a whole new level with features like discussions and group chat. Number 6, a healthy working environment. The work environment and infrastructure are critical factors in increasing team productivity and efficiency. According to a recent study, the physical environment at work has a significant impact on how employees feel, think, and perform. As a result, many companies are paying close attention when designing their office interiors. They make sure to include natural elements such as plants and flowers, as well as bright lighting and a comfortable furniture layout. The environment within the office premises, in addition to the physical setting, has an impact on team productivity. The overall productivity and efficiency of an organization can be harmed by a dominating boss, condescending employees, and office politics. Number 7. Recognize and reward your employees. Employees work best when they have a financial incentive to do so. They want to know that their efforts are recognized, and they would like a little more than a virtual pat on the back from their bosses. As a result, many companies use incentive programs to keep their employees motivated. According to a recent study, 85% of employees felt more motivated to do their best if they were given a monetary reward, cash, free vouchers, paid vacation, extra time off, lunch outings, and other types of incentives are available. I hope you're taking notes, bosses. Number 8. Allow them to work in peace. Every employee or team member performs best in an environment that allows them to do things their way. When their bosses or managers micromanage them, most employees lose interest in their work. Creating a badass team is one of the many things that can help you overcome this. Make it clear to them what their job responsibilities are and what you expect of them. Get out of their way now and leave them to their own devices. Simultaneously, be approachable so that if someone on your team has a question, they won't hesitate to ask you for clarification. Always have complete faith in your team. This helps them to believe in themselves even more, allowing them to perform at their best. Number 9. Congratulate someone on a job well done. While different things work for different employees in terms of increasing their productivity and efficiency at work, however, for many of them, it is as simple as being recognized for their efforts. Nothing can increase productivity if an employee believes his contribution is undervalued. Appreciating them in front of the entire team, on the other hand, can work wonders. This public act of appreciation, rather than virtual congratulatory words, motivates others in the group to do their best. This helps to foster a positive work culture in an organization, which helps to boost team productivity. Number 10. Provide constructive criticism. Introduce a feedback process in a team as the last but most important items on the list. There is no way to improve employee efficiency if they don't even realize they are being inefficient. As a result, performance evaluations and constructive feedback are critical in boosting team productivity. Learning about the areas where there are opportunities will encourage team members to change their working styles. When you have finished giving feedback, ask them what you can do to assist them in improving. Maybe they would like a little more direction on certain tasks, or they would like a little more creative freedom. This promotes an open dialogue culture, which will make future collaborations easier than before. How to manage your team effectively. You can give your team a strong support system if you have good communication channels and plenty of opportunities to give feedback. Team leaders can use this method to foster accountability, trust, and a less hierarchical approach. Here are our 6 suggestions for making your team happier and more productive by implementing supportive workflows. Number 1, identifying the training requirements. Knowing where to start when it comes to developing your team can be the most difficult part. Begin by identifying the developmental needs of your team members. Examine and update their job descriptions. Speak with them and observe them at work. Simply asking the right questions can often reveal your team's knowledge and skill gaps. What, for example, is the most important aspect of a person's job? What is the most pressing issue with your team's performance? This is especially useful if your workplace lacks a performance management culture, which is a system for evaluating and improving people's performance on a regular basis. If your team members aren't used to having their work evaluated and developed in this manner, they may interpret this as a negative assessment of their abilities. Getting specific information about what they need to succeed in their roles will make them feel more optimistic about their own development. A training needs assessment can assist you in determining who needs to improve their skills and what type of training is appropriate for them. This will allow you to tailor training to the specific needs of those who require it. After all, Excel training for one team member who is having trouble with spreadsheets could be a waste of time for others who have different needs. It is also a good idea to evaluate yourself in this way. You might find areas where you can improve, which will help your team grow. Number 2, be open and honest. Teams that work in transparent environments are found to be more accountable, happy, and creative. Although it may appear to be a bold claim, transparent environments aid in the development of a sense of mutual respect among team members and team leaders. Transparent and authentic workplaces help employees feel secure in their jobs by providing open and consistent communication. As a result, team members are more willing to contribute ideas and suggestions, which boost creativity. Transparency in the workplace, according to one of our mentors, is critical. He explains how their company uses transparency for effective team management. How can your company learn, grow, and succeed if employees are free to be themselves, express their opinions, and show genuine concern for the brand and team? Having your company become a safe space allows for brilliant ideas to flow and problems to be identified and addressed head-on. One of our mentors and his team strive to keep all of their employees informed, respected, and valued. As a result, they discovered that each team member was happier at work as well as more creative and loyal. Making use of transparent tools. Transparency is a cornerstone of high-functioning teams, according to one of our mentors, a team management consultant. On his projects, he says, teams use Meister tasks to manage their teams and projects effectively. They do this by using their shared project boards to give them members an overview of projects and responsibilities. You will foster a sense of responsibility and accountability among team members if all of your team members have a high level of visibility over the project while also understanding the part they play at any given time. Each project's task is assigned to a specific team member, ensuring that everyone's responsibilities are clear. This also allows team members to see how their contributions fit into the bigger picture. Team leaders can take a less hands-on approach now that all tasks and responsibilities are transparently displayed, knowing that each task will be completed by the assigned person. Number 3, continue to communicate. You have probably heard it before. Good communication is a foundation of a cooperative and productive team. The goal is to create an environment where team leaders feel comfortable giving honest and constructive feedback, and team members feel comfortable sharing their concerns and communicating with one another. Google Hangouts can be an excellent way for teams with members who work remotely to get some face-to-face time. It is critical to find a time that works for everyone involved if your distributed team is working across time zones and you would like to set up a standing appointment for calls, because calls aren't always scheduled at inconvenient times. For remote team members, they will be more open and awake to communicate with you honestly and accurately. Slack is a good example of a chat channel. Slack is another excellent communication tool. Slack is already being used by a lot of companies because it's a great way to cut down on emails and build a positive and friendly working culture, whether your team works remotely or all in office. Number 4, provide constructive criticism. Giving team members feedback is one of the most effective ways to help them grow professionally and personally. One of our mentors explains, if you don't help your star figure out how she can keep growing, you are doing her a disservice. Even if you have no negative feedback to give, make sure to check in on a regular basis. You will be able to give feedback on how you think your team members are progressing and could improve. These discussions are also a good opportunity to share constructive feedback if there are any areas of work that you believe could be improved. Feedback is difficult to give, but it is an important part of team management. His advice on how to give effective feedback as follows. Remember that your goal in providing feedback is to help your team members succeed and grow. If you find a conversation difficult or nerve-wracking. Although feedback conversations can be difficult, especially in non-hierarchical organizations, they are critical for team member development and the success of your entire team. Number 5, promote collaboration. Your team members will undoubtedly be happier if they get along well with one another. They will also perform better as a result. Encourage your team members to work together to achieve this. There will almost certainly be a wide range of abilities on your team. Ascertain that these various skill sets are utilized by ensuring that everyone is informed about ongoing projects. As a result, team members will be able to jump in and collaborate wherever they believe they can add value. For example, on our marketing team, we frequently enlist the help of an SEO expert when developing a content strategy. We will also offer to assist if we know the SEO specialist is working on text for a PPC campaign. This process can be aided by using a collaborative task management tool to share the upcoming task for each team member with the rest of your team. Make use of Google Drive. Collaboration has been shown to boost creativity, so tools like Google Drive, which allows you to work on shared documents in real time, are ideal. In our marketing department, we use Google Docs upload feature to share documents via the appropriate task. This means we are always working on the most recent version of the document, as other team members can make real-time edits. Then, on each task, we use the commenting feature to leave relevant feedback, questions, or updates on how the task is progressing. Make a mind map of your ideas. Use a collaborative online mind map for a less linear approach to collaborative working. Multiple users can access mind maps at the same time with MindMeister, allowing team members to add ideas, provide feedback, and vote up or down on ideas. All of this can be done in real time, whether you are brainstorming in a group meeting or working remotely. Collaborative idea generation while mind mapping has been shown to increase creative thinking because it integrates both linear, convergent, and divergent, non-linear thinking, and this uses the entire mind to process and create new information, allowing us to use our visual, spatial, and kinesthetic senses to generate new ideas and thus increase our creativity. Number 6, have faith in your team to complete their task. When one of our Meister Labs mentors was asked what advice he would give to other team leaders, he said to always recognize when to delegate tasks. Companies hire qualified employees for a reason, and effective team management does not imply micromanagement. If you have hired people for a specific task, such as programming, you will need to know when to step back and let them do their work. Delegate tasks while remaining informed. It can be difficult to let go at times, especially if you have been working on a project for a while and need to delegate it to someone else. Try using the watching feature in Meister Task, where you can add yourself as a watcher. As a watcher, you can stay informed about how the task is progressing and any related discussions. One of our mentors explained how this function helps him run the growth team at Meister Labs efficiently. The experiment task is assigned to one specific person at each stage. Other members of the team can watch the task progress, keeping everyone up to date on how the experiment is progressing. As the experiments progress, the tasks are moved between sections. The move is communicated to all team members who are watching the experiment. The feature allows team leaders to entrust team members to get on with their tasks or projects alone, while still being able to jump in and query or help where necessary by allowing watchers to keep an eye on progress. Keep track of the team's and project's progress. The statistics and reports area allows team members to get a clear picture of team and task progress. Team productivity can be viewed transparently with graphs on task creation and completion, and reports can be downloaded as CSV files if needed. Teams can also choose to time track their task in order to gain a better understanding of how long projects take. Number 7, avoid team burnout. As a team leader, you have a unique opportunity to establish positive work, play, and relaxation boundaries. One of our mentors argues in her article on managing work notifications that it is the responsibility of employers to set the precedent for when and where team members should completely disconnect from work. This could include not expecting team members to check emails after work hours, for example. Of course, this can be challenging, especially in teams where members work flexibly and may prefer to start or finish early or late to save time elsewhere. It is, however, critical to encourage team members to set some work limits, sleep well, and avoid burnout. Number 8, team building exercises. Team building exercises can help you improve teamwork and identify people's strengths and weaknesses in a fun and effective way. If you decide to run one, make sure the exercise you choose is appropriate for your training goals. Before you choose an exercise, you should figure out what your team's biggest problems are. You can ensure that the event is more than just a fun day away from the office by doing so. If you have noticed that your team's lack of communication has resulted in mistakes or missed deadlines, for example, you might want to choose exercises that improve essential communication skills like listening, empathy, and verbalization. Some team building activities promote creativity and leadership development, while others improve problem-solving skills and help your team plan and strategize. Here is a tip. Choose an activity that you will feel comfortable participating in. Your team may look to you to set the tone for the exercise and model the behaviors you want to see them develop. Number 9, planning for succession. Once you have determined your team members' abilities and performance levels, you can devise a strategy to ensure that you don't lose critical skills and knowledge if one or more of them decides to leave. Individuals with good succession planning pass on their skills, experience, and knowledge to their co-workers well before they leave. Being prepared and managing these transitions will make it easier for you to deal with change. If you have people on your team who play such critical roles that even a day's illness would throw everything into disarray, it might be a good idea to cross-train them on each other's responsibilities. This will give you a versatile team that can step in and assist one another at any time. It is not by chance that a successful team emerges. There are numerous things you can do to improve the performance of your team. It all starts with clearly defined rules for your team members to help them stay on track and meet their goals. Observing them at work will allow you to determine their strengths and weaknesses, as well as match training to their learning styles. You can get involved in your employees' learning by coaching them in addition to enrolling them in training courses. With team activities, you can also help your team members get to know one another better and build trust. By delegating some of your tasks and ensuring that everyone can take on tasks by cross-training them in each other's roles, you can help them develop their skills and experience. That's it for this video, Real Estate Heaven fan. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person is a token of your appreciation for the hard work you put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.